We're talking to Mr. Roland Jones, and the topic is establishing a minority national franchise. And of course, Mr. Jones, you were giving us some information relative to your entrance into McDonald's, out of all places, to talk about entering as an African American. And let's follow it up with some of the relationships that you formed in reference to being able to expand out from there.
Well, certainly I had a relationship with the founder, Ray Crocker, as I mentioned earlier, and he really was a role model for me because of his business principles and his focus on service. I mean, this is where, in particular in franchises, it's important to understand and know that life is an exchange of services, and franchisors have a responsibility to give service to their franchisees who are their customers. And the franchisees have a responsibility to give service to the customers that they come in contact with. So it's all an exchange of services. The more service everybody gives, the more successful everybody is. And that I learned that from Ray Kroc. This man was a guy that pull up in a chauffeur-driven car and you would see paper on a lot, and he'd pick it up.
Okay.
Which
there was nothing beneath him in terms of giving service.
Nothing beneath him in terms of giving service. It was all about making somebody's life better. And as a result of that, that kind of thing created a culture in the system. And I learned, of course, from that. You know, I never today walk by a piece of paper unless I pick it up. And it's from that culture itself is where the knowledge base was built and the instincts were developed. And as far as the franchise part of it, I learned the role of both sides, the franchisor side and the franchisee side. And as a result of getting into the details of that, I was able to identify some advantages and disadvantages of both.
Both sides.
Right. Now, there is a conflict. That is that the franchisor take that money off the top line, off the sales. The franchisee takes money on the bottom line for what's left. That's a slight conflict now, but good franchisors do a good job of not allowing that to interfere with the overall package being good. Every franchise we see, there are some advantages and disadvantages to it. And everyone has that conflict, and how well they manage that conflict has a lot to do with the success of both. And as far as the individual goes, if you're talking about buying a franchise.
Good. Exactly. Is that what you do? Do you buy them?
You buy a franchise. Actually, you buy the franchise, which gives you the rights to use that system. That's when you are a franchisee, and that right expires after a certain period of time. And of course, it has to be renewed then. And you also have the right to use that name, to use that operating system, and you have a community of resources available to you among your fellow franchisees, as well as those from the franchisor. Now, when you start talking about